Uh-oh. Yeah.
Yes, please.
What? You already know what it is.
Sunset. You already know that it's gonna get
snow.
real nice around 6 o'clock.
You don't know.
About to turn down the clock.
You don't Snowden who that is on the mic, do you? You don't Snowed him. Special guest. Oh, the theme music.
Good evening.
The theme music. Oh, special guest.
Testing.
Ladies and gentlemen.
1, 2.
The Fleischer.
You already knew.
The flyest of the flyest.
You fly, but I flew.
The flyest of the Fleischers.
Corona flu.
The pop. The number one who don't stop. The
Too
king.
true.
Been on top. Take her all
Half
the way
Jew.
back to 80s babies. I'm talking early side. You know what I'm saying?
I said I'm a half Jew. Call it a cashew. Catholic and Jew.
Oh,
Fly, but I flew.
shit.
Dibbity da, dibbity do.
We cuss on this podcast. You okay with cussing?
Actually, that's not part of my vocabulary.
Cheers.
Hey, cheers.
And to the bartender with the amazing coffee. There's no alcohol in this.
It's a high quality pour over.
But it's, I should have said barista is the proper terminology.
Yeah, it's a very fruitful.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the head of Bobby Boy Records in the house. Justin Fleischer, what a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming down, bro.
I kind of feel like maybe I'll put these headphones on. Is that all right?
Why? You want to hear yourself
I think
tweet?
I kind of want to hear the mix. Is that valid?
No one's ever done that
Is
before.
that going to be a little weird?
You're kind of breaking the routine if you do that. You
Yo.
want to hear it like that, okay?
Maybe. Let's see.
All right.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Justin Fleischer is a man of many, many things. He's a director. He is an artist. He is a photographer. He is a cinematographer. He is
That's a lot of titles, man.
a writer. Don't
here.
forget.
I'm
You know,
working.
he's things on the side that you don't know about. Behind
Among
closed
fuck with the
doors. Captain Hook. I didn't say that out loud.
Nah, you can say it. But if you're going to say it correct. It's Captain Hooks with an X.
Ooh, and he always comes correct. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the man who I think actually does need an introduction because he deserves it. Usually they say the man who needs no introduction, but you know
Yo,
what?
just so you can visually
I want you to
imagine
know this,
what you're
man.
hearing. My man's wearing the flyest Bruce Lee t-shirt I've seen in a minute. Bruce Lee on the ones and twos. Sunglasses on inside. Adidas tracksuit. And his dreads are flourishing. That's what I wanted to tell you about my main man, Damian Lamar Hudson. Do I get to introduce you in a similar way? Or is this, or the people listening to this familiar with your presence?
Hopefully they already know me.
Right.
If not, they know me now.
Yeah,
But more
get
importantly, not knowing
familiar.
me, knowing what this is. Music and
familiar.
mental health, ladies and gentlemen. A question about
Eminem.
all of the above. One love. You know what it is. Eminem, my brother Justin Fleischer. Let me ask you something. Pop.
M and MH. Music and mental health. M and MH. Not Eminem.
How are you doing as far as your mental health currently?
I'm going to tell you something, Dame. You caught me on a particularly momentous day.
Momentous.
I'm actually feeling
Yes.
extremely good.
Yes.
I'm riding a wave of inertia. A few things just came together. And like I said, I'm on quite a bit of a high, if you will.
Momentum is a reoccurring theme in your life.
Man, I thrive off momentum. Now, that being said, I've recently discovered the joy of keeping things a little bit more on the even side of things. I feel like when things get too high and then too low and then like it's all like up and down and whatnot, it kind of it can get very tumultuous, very stressful because the lows are very low. While the highs may be very high, the lows are very low. So I'm looking for balance. I'm looking for that even ride.
Right now, you're on the high, though.
Yeah, right now it's just a weird day. Just a lot of things came together. You know, a lot of things are
Feeling
in
good.
motion. Yeah.
Everything's good. Creative world is good.
So we'll ride it.
Love life is good.
Yeah, we'll rock with it. Family, family, friends, business, body, mind, spirit.
That's great, man. And if you're coasting on this level, at what point do you feel like, okay, everything's going too good right now, I kind of want things to balance out a bit? When do you throw up your red flag of this is too good. I'm too high right now.
No, I just try to stay aware of it. Like I don't try to like rain on the parade of it, but at the same time, it's like I recognize right now I'm experiencing a particularly momentous sensation. I'm very excited. I'm very exhilarated. That being said, let's be clear. You know, let's strive for this balanced wave. Yeah.
When you're on your highest of highs and the universe is playing with you in the best ways possible, do you ever think back or reminisce on your lowest of lows, or perhaps gaze into the future and daydream on how low things can be?
No, man, it's all about I'm sure having hosted this podcast before, you've discovered already the power of the present, being in the moment. It's about taking inventory of where you're at right now, right here, and the importance of that is. Focusing on the past and the future, for me, has been those are dangerous places, personally.
I'm so happy you said that, because I think that's so true, and a lot of people don't realize that, and that's the first thing that they get wrong. Yeah. They worry about what somebody said about them when they saw something 2 nights ago, or they worry about what somebody's going to think of them when they reveal their feelings 2 nights from now.
Right.
And it's like all that time you're spending worrying about 2 days from now or 2 days ago, you're wasting precious moments around precious people.
That's it.
And as you said, that preciousness is so fragile because it's not guaranteed. Right. And people take that for granted so quickly. Like, it's like, we have to start tackling depression, right? But we have to figure out the fundamentals of it in terms of just a sense of brutal common sense. All right? I don't want you to be upset. I don't want you to be depressed. I don't want you to be down. But you got to get off your ass right now, because you're thinking about some shit that doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah. Ultimately, for me in my life, what's helped me find success was I can actually point to a very specific moment where I actually went to this sort of like class, like a sort of life coaching type class, to be honest with you. And I was at a particularly low point. And the class ended up being a little bit more of like a pyramid scheme, sort of like scammer type, like business model, if you will.
And what were they teaching again?
Well, life. Like there is an education about kind of like life philosophy. And that being said, like despite the whole like business component of it, in spite of that, I was able to get a lot out of it in terms of the actual education. And one thing I learned is that around the age of, I was about 28, I want to say, I found out that when you clear out your consciousness, when you address things from your past and reflect on them and confront people about things that happen, confront them productively about...
Confront the things that are going on within yourself.
Your baggage, okay?
When you do it.
Yeah. Okay, so let me be clear. First and foremost, I confronted things that happened in my past, people, situations. I addressed them. I made it clear for myself, and then I chose something that I wanted. So I just decided to design my life for myself. And then from that point, when I chose that, I started taking actions towards that. So when you talk about getting off your ass to confront depression, that's essentially what I chose to do. I decided I wanted to change the world through my skill set in visual media, and I started taking actions towards doing that, and that's when everything changed for me, because I had a purpose.
And you mentioned
that I chose, like that wasn't just given to me or passively that I acted on, like because my family's been doing it for generations, or because it's what I was expected to do, or this, that, and the other thing. I don't know. What's up with the
Dick Tracy accent?
I don't know, but all I'm trying to say is basically I chose this on my own once I created clearing for myself, and then I started taking actions towards it. And that's when things opened up for me and possibilities opened up for me, and I was able to find the path for me.
And within the discovery of that purpose, and on your journey that you're on now, which as it seems to be, we can all agree is much better than what might have been 10 years ago. How do you clear your consciousness, and what's the best way for you to do it? What are your practices?
All right, so I mean, it's not something that, well, all right, so first and foremost, you have to discover the power of integrity and the power of your word. And I had to do this. I'll speak for myself. I had to understand the importance of my word. I'm going to put it like that. And once I did that, I went back to people I had wronged, people who had wronged me, situations that had created baggage. I had clearing conversations with these people and these situations. Sometimes it wasn't people, it was actually just situations that I had to speak to, if you follow. In addressing those things, possibilities were created for those relationships. Some of them were dead and they could never continue, but we had cleared them. Some of them found a new life because we had cleared them.
When you say some of these can never continue, does that mean there are some relationships that have had bridges that have been burned attached to them?
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you say they can never be returned, is that mentioning is that bridge can never be repaired? Are you saying that?
Yeah, I mean, there's certain... So there's another philosophy that I've personally taken on, which is the philosophy of detachment. Okay? Detachment means that I'm not going to stick on anything that's not sticking. You follow what I'm trying to talk about?
Like, I'm not going to stick on anything that's not sticking.
No, man.
Does that mean I'm not going to fuck with anything that's not important?
No, absolutely not.
Because I'm trying to process that. Let's talk about that.
Detachment is recognizing something called impermanence. Nothing lasts forever. No person, place, or thing is of the utmost importance. In reality, nothing actually matters, and we're just meaning-making machines.
That's some Pink Floyd shit, ain't it?
I mean, you call it what you want to call it, but the bottom line is the only thing that matters is something you give importance to. And that's one of the most empowering statements anyone has ever told me.
Very true. It's very true.
So that being said,
you don't have to stress on bullshit unless you want to stress on bullshit. I saw a study recently, or maybe I was just watching Joe Rogan. Shout outs to my guru of podcasts, who I look up to and admire very much. I believe somewhere in there somebody might have said something along the lines of people who stress over shit actually have shorter lives than people who don't stress about shit. As far as like lifespan goes.
Oh my man. I mean, listen, bro, the mind-body connection is a powerful, powerful, powerful force. In other words, what we stress about directly affects and manifests itself in our body. When there's something that's creating a particular level of anxiety, when there's something that's burning a hole in our conscious, you're gonna see that manifest itself in your body, bro, in your back, in your knee, in your sweat, in your tears. Like,
so what you're telling me, in the eyes of the Fleisch, if I got back pain and I say my back hurts all day, my back's gonna hurt all day. But the day I say, you know what, my back doesn't hurt anymore, my back's going to stop hurting.
I wish it was that easy, bro.
Because, there's a drummer named Marty in New York. Great friend of mine. He was like a father to me. In fact, I called him Dad. He was a middle-aged Jewish man living in Brooklyn. Nice family. Great cat, Marty. Shout out Marty. And the Giants. We Are Giants, his band. Great cat. I hope That's the name of the band. I'm gonna feel like shit. He said something along the lines of, "I had back pain one time."
They Might Be Giants.
They Might Be Giants.
You
That's
know the
it.
drummer from They Might Be Giants?
Yeah, Marty.
Because I remember hearing about them.
Did a couple shows with them.
That's tight. I've heard about them since I was a kid.
Oh, yeah?
I think they had a big hit. I'm blanking on it right now.
Oh, yeah, they definitely had some big hits.
That's tight.
For sure. Shout out Marty, man. Great
Cool
guy.
connection.
Let me connect the story. We were at a gig one night, maybe in Philadelphia. This is 2016, maybe. And I'm like, yo, my neck's fucked up. I got back pain. And he gives me this kind of trance, in a sense. Like, he puts me in like this. He kind of just talks me through, like, look. Long story short, you don't have back pain. You need to just stop thinking about it and let it go. I thought that was very interesting. That's the only time anyone's ever told me.
let me just say something.
Very much connects to what you're saying.
Yeah, there's
right?
two different levels of this. There's definitely what you're referring to, which is like, to me, sounds sort of like the placebo effect, where where we take like a pill, like a sugar pill, and then people like, there've been studies where like, because they thought it was like the pill that cures cancer, like their cancer went away. So like, that's like an extreme example of what I'm talking about. That kind of stuff does happen. But what I'm talking about is more on the day-to-day, like normal person. Like our level of stress has a direct connection to our body in a less of an extreme way. It's not like I think I have back pain, so I do. It's more like we get so stressed up and stuff that our body's going to tense up, and that tension is going to create pain in our joints and whatnot. So like,
I think back pain, therefore I am back pain.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not like, but
that was a bad joke.
No, you're good, man. They Might Be Giants. Okay.
I feel bad about that. Marty, if you're listening, brother, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that.
Yo, Marty.
I still got your vinyl.
Marty, I'm sorry too, bro.
I got your vinyl. I still got it. I'm going to give it back to you, brother. Thank you so much. What are you listening to right now, Justin Fleischer? And why don't you have a vinyl player? Why don't more people have vinyl players?
Yo, Damien, you of all people know that I'm a lover of analog, in the sense that I've chosen to take on film,
That's right.
Film photography.
An amazing photographer in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. I'm humbled by that statement. That being said, it's a craft that I'm diving into, trying to learn about, trying to grow.
That's right.
And the reason why I bring it up is because I suspect that vinyl music is similar to film photography in the sense that they had figured it out. And yeah, it's a little more clunky. Yeah, it's not as aesthetically like smooth. It's like classic look. It's a raspy, textured sound. That's what I love about film.
Yeah.
It's a raspy, textured look. So I'm gonna fuck with vinyl. What I'm listening to, a friend of mine the other day put me onto an act called the Teskey Brothers.
The Teskey Brothers.
Yeah.
What's the tune? Now what's their jam right now?
It's in my rotation right now. It's an older I'm looking at it right now, Half Mile Harvest, the Teskey Brothers. And
Teskey Brothers, Half Mile Harvest.
Yeah,
Let's check it out.
Like it's kind of fucking flames, dog. No. And then we can get back into it. So anyway, Teskey Brothers, I don't know if you heard from that little sample I played off air.
Yeah, you just missed the amazing sample that we can't show on Music and Mental Health.
Yeah, but anyway.
With the Fleischer.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed your commercial break. I hope you went to the bathroom because we're about to get into it. I'm listening to the Teskey Brothers. I'm listening to Party Next Door, Loyal Remix with Bad Bunny. I'm listening to motherfucking Doja Cat. I'm listening to motherfucking John Lindall.
Doja Cat's popping off. John Lindoll's popping off.
I'm listening to unreleased Damian Lamar Hudson. I'm listening to unreleased Kajo. I'm listening to unreleased Silas.
Shout out Kajo.
I'm listening to all kinds of wild shit.
Shout out Silas.
Music drives me through the day. Music gets me from A to B. Music gets me above the alphabet.
Hell yeah. Well, I just got back from a flight. I actually flew 5,463 miles just to vote for Bernie Sanders.
Oh, that's why you're here.
And we won California.
And I voted for him too. I have no shame in telling you that. And I'm very fired up about everything right now.
Hey, man. I'm totally fired up. And on my flight, I always listen to Boo Boo by my brother Chaz, Toro et Moi. I have to listen to Boo Boo every flight, and I have to wait until the engine turns on for the super plane.
It's a tradition.
The super jet. I just have to. Yeah, it's my go-to. It's how I fade out.
Man. It's cool to have
my
tradition. Little routines and whatnot, and like there's certain like airports where I always got to hit like this one gift shop and get like this one package of chocolate covered almonds.
Oh yeah.
And it's like little shit like that where it's like that's the shit that keeps that's the shit that just reminds you of like that nostalgia. Like nothing can hit, like we were just talking about vinyl and film, bro. Nothing hits like nostalgia, bro. Like I was.
Remember when I ran into you at that Chick-fil-A at the airport?
They might be giants.
Marty, I'm sorry, brother.
Marty, yo.
This is dedicated to you.
I'm sorry too. So getting back into it, mind-body connection, impermanence.
Boo boo. Toi et moi.
It's all gravy, baby. But thanks to the host, man, of this, fantastic Venice Beach. Oh, can't say that. Shit.
It's fine.
No, fucking up, man. Oh, okay. So for that being said, thanks to the host.
It's fine.
Big B.
We're repping Venice
Brandon,
Beach for sure.
My guy. Yo, I love coming near the water. I love getting that wind. In the valley, the wind doesn't come through as much.
Out in the valley.
It's weak out there. Like I like the breeze, if you will.
Our
out
producer for the night, Mr. Brendan David, my co-host as well for the Music
B-side.
and Mental Health
B-side
podcast. He said the one thing I hate about the music industry is the valley. Everything's in the valley.
This reminds me, bro, when I was like living in the Bronx in the studio apartment my first year as a teacher back in 2002, and I'm watching, did I say 2002? 2006, pardon me. So I'm watching motherfucking Entourage, right? And there's the character Ari Gold. So he's this fired up fucking agent type dude, right? Yeah, definitely like power agent, Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know the type, like fast talking, wakes up at 5 a.m. to talk on the phone while on the treadmill type. Long story short, this guy's on the show. He's talking about like the valley, like it's this like fucking evil, disgusting, like distant cousin that like you're forced to go visit every once in a while. And I'm just sitting in the Bronx, like this concept's so foreign to me. Then fast forward 2 years ago, I moved to the valley, and I'm like, yeah, we're out here.
Out here.
I don't know, bro.
California knows how to party.
It's a high quality life. I'm very happy.
California's so nice, man. It always feels nice coming back to California. There's another way to help with your mental health and your environment. I mean,
absolutely.
We're definitely spoiled, though. I mean, I can't really just spew out this. I'm kind of bragging right now. It's very
but can I just touch on
little
that real
of
quick?
me, and I feel bad.
Not to ramble, but
yes.
All I'm gonna say is that, like, in my life, in my education, I've also discovered that everybody's got different what they call qualifiers. So, excuse me. For you and I, like, location might be like one of the most important things to help our mental health. But to Brandon, maybe it's something else, like proximity to family, or like, like what's most optimal for my business, or, so everybody's going to have different qualifiers.
Yeah.
I will say that for me, location is very important. I grew up in New England. I went to college in DC. I lived in New York for 12 years. And I'm out here now. And every stage of the way, along the way, every stage, that location has been where I had to be for that stage. So it's like, some people is going to be essential. Some people is going to be third most important. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I
So
do.
qualifiers but for mental health, you should determine what are your qualifiers. I'll say that much. Like, figure out what's important to you and like what you really need. Like, me and my wife talk about this all the time. It's like family. It's like work.
Yeah.
It's like having kids, not having kids. It's like location and so on and so forth. Determine what is important to you and rank it. And then, every time you're faced at a crossroads moment where you could go one way or the other, determine, what's set. It's as simple as pros and cons, man.
What would you recommend for someone who perhaps has an environment that they're stuck in, and they can't necessarily access a new atmosphere to, relieve some of their poor mental health?
No, I understand what you're trying to get at.
What would you?
I would ask,
say?
Okay, and I'm not trying to sound like overly
Because once again,
ethereal or like idealistic, but I would ask that person, are you really trapped? Like, you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Like, are you trapped? Are you trapping yourself? Are you valuing something over, like, unnecessarily over something else that you should be valuing? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Like, are you really trapped?
Yeah.
Fucking free yourself, make a choice, decide what you want, and take action towards that. I'm not saying it's that easy. I make it sound so easy. It's like A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. No. It takes courage. It takes diligence. It takes repetition. Like, it's gonna be hard, but once you determine what you want and you take action toward that, everything opens up for you as well. Like, the universe will work with you, not to be on some ethereal shit. But honestly, it's crazy. Things will start to happen in your favor. You take action towards what you really want, things start to happen for you. And you free yourself.
And, I think it's interesting that you say that, because I feel like that's my most recent lesson that I've learned in terms of my mental health and my journey, is the fact that when, things do get real and you are fluctuating between those waves of highs and lows in a very quick episode, whatever it might be, your best effort is to step away from it for a second, and even take a walk.
Definitely.
Like your environment might be in your room or in your home, and something might have happened, and you need to just take a break. Even if it's in the rain sometimes,
Dude,
sometimes you got an umbrella and you're safe, and some good music, take a good walk in the rain and just feel the vibe.
It's fantastic advice.
It'll really work for you.
It's a very undervalued practice, man. Sometimes just that slight reset can help just steer everything back in order. Like, something I honestly got to work on doing more.
Nature is a great way to reset in any aspect. Going to the mountain or going on a hike with some friends. Ocean. Every time I go to the ocean, even though I'm just sitting in my car, just like looking at the ocean, like I feel like bam. Especially, they say in astrology, if you're Cancer, which is late June to early July. You are a crab, so apparently the word is that you need the ocean and more than anyone else, and every time you go to the ocean, your soul is replenished. It's interesting because my brother and his girlfriend are both Cancers, and they definitely go to the beach way more than me.
That's cool. It's interesting.
But I definitely love the beach, and it's my favorite part about California. Besides that, the mountains and, the valley.
It's a special place, man.
It's all of it together.
Even the valley. You can't have the mountains without the valleys.
Exactly. The highs and the lows.
There it is.
What an amazing theme.
Wow. What a callback. What a callback.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we're moving through. That's what life is. It's frequencies coming up and down, energies. You know.
Yeah, and be careful with MP3s because they put a compressor on the highs and the lows.
Oh yeah.
You follow?
Not just MP3s; they do it on waves too.
Yeah.
You can compress those.
Ironically, because waves should be flourishing, man. They shouldn't be compressed.
Yeah.
That ain't wavy.
No, you don't want to compress anybody at the end of the day, but sometimes you got to do it. The key is to be on the other side of the compression.
Jesus,
and don't let anyone compress you.
This is getting heavy. Now it got real heavy in there. This is getting real.
If you follow me, I mean, that's for the Voyager fleet out there and those, that know what we're talking about. The Jedi mind tricks.
Oh, man.
Shout out Bobby C and Jerry Brown.
Oh, man. I would love to take any opportunity I can to shout out BC and GB, a.k.a. The Humans.
Oh,
the humans with a Z. Mixed by Humans on Instagram. Bobby Sizzle, Bobby Cam, Man, Cam Bell.
Wow, big shout outs tonight.
GB, Jerry Brown, the Governor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I love just talking into a microphone and hearing. Like, I used to hate my voice, but then it's like you kind of find a little pocket. You get your voice popping a little bit.
And we're back with the pocket. You know what it is. Jay Fly out here. We're all riding. What you got to say to him?
I think you're peaking a little bit.
Oh,
yeah.
I was trying to do the thing that you were talking about.
But the highs are going past the parameters.
Oh, so now we're talking about highs and lows
shout out
again?
NPR. Is that allowed? The mics they use in the room they use it and the voices they choose, it is the most soothing. You're listening to WKRC, New Hampshire's own NPR local. Like, I love, like, I could just be blanketed in that sound as I ease into a stage 3 REM slumber.
Yeah.
Shout out.
I love NPR.
NPR.
I only discovered Flying Lotus because of NPR. That's a crazy.
Also, you know what, man? They got some of the best news. Like, if you want like objective news with very limited slant and just raw, real truth, I feel like they're the closest we're really getting. Like, all things considered. What do you think, B? Brandon? Oh, so you suggest NPR's got a liberal slant? I guess due to my radically left skew, I perhaps perceive it as more just an even-keeled approach.
You keep dipping back into politics.
I can't help it. This is a hot time, man. Do you want to express
how you feel about?
Man,
do the political
do predictions?
Do the political waves affect your mental health?
Yes, 1,000%. They absolutely do. When it comes to something called an existential crisis, I'd say politics might matter a bit.
What do you mean when you say existential crisis?
Oh, when you put somebody in leadership who's a fucking lunatic, and this country has so much money and power, you combine those two things and we're literally faced with extinction. So I don't know if I'm a conspiracy theorist. I don't know if I sound like a crazy person, but I just had a daughter and I'm worried about her making it to, you and I have spoken about this. The point is, I want my daughter to be able to have a daughter and a son. And I want them to be able to have, it's
scary, right?
That's why it affects my mental health, because as much as I like to live in the present, be in the moment, which we just spoke about earlier,
that's what
and as important as that is, it's also important. But it's also important to be aware of what's going to create generational survival. Sorry, I'm really fucking with these microphones.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Do you follow what I'm trying to say? So it's like these choices that we're making for our leadership will affect those things because of the money and the power that the United States possesses. And if you put someone in charge of that money and that power, who is a former reality TV star and fascist, then you're fucked. So why do that again? So then who's the best to take him down, or who's got the greatest ideas? That's the dilemma we're facing right now. Do you want to get into this? Because I don't. Like, I feel like this.
I'm more interested in how
gonna have their
how it's going on in here. Like,
why is that affecting my mental health?
Yeah. Do you like you?
Because I experience anxiety around the idea of the Earth, the human race ceasing to exist on planet Earth. I do. I experience anxiety around that. Climate change, World War,
and in here,
famine.
I was, for those of you that can't see, of course, I'm pointing to the mind, and the mind is affected by, what's on the TV and what they show us again and again and again and again. If it's not the politics, it really is bad news. I mean, how often on the news do you see good news anymore? And it's even wilder because the bad news has kind of gotten a bit thicker in a sense. The stories are getting I
understand what you're
bit deeper, and
but I don't think this is just.
It's like, yeah, man, that's.
Issue. I think this is a scientifically problematic situation. I don't think it's just a media slant or nothing. Like, I think there's actual scientific facts that are being presented that we have to pay attention to.
Yeah, it's. I think, I don't know. It's
not just a media slant. This is actually really happening.
All right. Yeah, but what I'm saying, I think I'm actually admitting to exactly what you're saying too.
Okay.
But it's. I think it's seeing it over and over again through media, and if I didn't see it through, when I say media, I mean like social media and mainstream media, TV news, any, doesn't matter what channel you choose to get your source of breaking news, they all got the same shit on it, talking about different perspectives, and they all...
Yeah, but there's also power in silence. So, like, sorry to cut you off, but like you look at like a Fox News who barely covers climate change or barely admits to it being an issue. That's a powerful statement as well. The omission. Do you understand? So by not bringing attention and importance to it, and in extension not bringing that awareness to half the country that watches Fox News, you are perpetuating climate change. Do you understand? Because if we're not aware of it, then we're going to keep doing the things that create it.
No, I definitely, yeah. I do believe in watching it. I do believe in checking in. I do believe in being informed and knowing what's going on I think maybe a morning and a nightly basis. Once in the morning and once in the night.
I understand what you get.
And
you don't want to consume yourself with it.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to look at it at the top of the morning. You want to wait. You want to give the first 2 hours to yourself. First 2 to 3 hours, maybe even 4 hours. But before you walk out the door, you need to look at what's going on in the news, because you need to know what's going on outside. I mean, like, let's be real. We're in...
Can I talk about this 2 to 3 hour thing? Because you've talked to me about this before. Can I just ask you a question about it?
Yes, sir.
What time are you starting your day before the 2 hours? You personally. Then this is not me like challenging.
And when you say start your day, what do you mean? Like moving?
Like what time do you wake up?
Like when I'm in overseas or when I am...
the reason why I ask you is because I would love the luxury of waiting 2 hours to look at things. But this is my thing, bro. I've chosen to work in an industry that starts on the East Coast at 9 a.m. So on the West Coast, we're at 6 a.m. I'm already getting like flooded with emails that need to be addressed immediately. I'm already being flooded with phone calls, text messages about actions that need to be taken. And it does cause and create anxiety for me. And I would love to delay it and avoid it. And then it's just like, there's shit to do, man. So let me ask you, how can I incorporate, like, do I just wake up at 3 so I can have 3 hours until 6? You know what I mean? Or it's like, that's why I ask you that. And I'm legitimately desiring this. So
if you woke up at 3, you would have to be asleep by what, 10? Or maybe even 9?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And you're falling asleep now at what, 12?
Nah, man, like 10, 11. Usually, yeah.
You're
11, 12. 10 to 12, yeah. Between the 10 and 12 pocket.
Okay. So it's a 2-hour window.
But I'm just saying, like, are you actually suggesting I wake up at 3?
If you got shit to do and you're behind, yeah. I think you should wake up at 3 if you can handle it.
To create that buffer, right? That 3 to 6 a.m. like ease into the daytime is what you suggest. I think it's a really
Are you
dope
a night
idea,
person
honestly.
or a morning person?
I'm a night person, but like I recently have recognized the value of an early morning. But I don't know. 3 I feel like would be extreme, but I could see like getting up more like on the 5 a.m. side of things.
I've never woken up at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, because but you understand why I brought up that extreme example is because I'm just trying to understand how like someone who needs to pretty much start their work day at 6, how they can afford themselves that buffer time. Like East Coast gets going early, man. Like they hammering
I understand.
early.
I understand. I mean, if it's your business and you have to start work at 6 a.m., that's your business, right?
What would you tell the fleet, man?
I would say you're going to have to give yourself definitely an hour or 2 before.
Yeah, so wake up at 5 and let them wait an hour until 7, right? And then get going at 7. That's doable. What you think, B?
You could at least wake up an hour earlier.
You got a little tan going, bro. You're looking fresh. Yo, for the people.
I do 1 hour in the morning.
He doesn't have a mic, so let's try not to talk to
man, but
him
he's
too
in the
much.
room, bro. He's a host, man.
Oh, you guys are like 45 minutes in, so the people that drop off at this point is a lot. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, Brandon's checking in with all
Sorry,
of
I'm a
us.
podcast novice, man.
Yeah, my brother, Pop. My brother and my Pop. You know, it's funny. I really do, really see my voice is even cracking. I'm getting emotional. I'm kidding. No, real talk. Justin is like a brother to me. Like he's like one of my best friends. It's really been a pleasure to have him on the podcast. I'm not saying we're ending this right now, but
yeah, I'm just trying to think back to what I said already, and I'm trying to decide if I said some crazy shit.
Well, this is a raw podcast, so anything you say it goes straight on.
Saying, like,
we don't edit anything.
I guess I just told my truth, so you know.
You told your true self. You know.
Facts.
We know what you're listening to. We know how you feel.
Man, okay.
We know what you're thinking about.
Fuck it.
You know, that's the game. You know, this isn't a game. It's just a couple people talking. You know. Yeah. Having a conversation about you know how we feel, and you know, I feel good, man. Life is a dream, though. It's wild. Everything's. I feel like the older you get, and the more you're working on, the more things kind of get in this lucid feel, and you almost feel like, you know, sometimes you're just in autopilot in a sense, but it's in a beautiful way. And you know, I'm also trying to balance those highs and lows, and I'm trying to maintain just good choices, man. I'm just trying to make better choices, because I feel like when I just make more good choices, and when I'm more conscious of how I treat the environment, or how I treat my friends and my family, and how I react to things, I don't stress and I don't trip, and my mental health is stronger, because I'm not, you know, just clawing on to this bullshit. It's like, fuck. I don't know, man. It's just life, you know. We all go through it. And I know a lot of people out there right now are going through a lot of tough things, and I know social media is continuously fucking people up. And, you just got to cut it off sometimes. And
Yeah, you fucking with TikTok?
TikTok, I'm still not on TikTok. You're on TikTok heavy, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm not on TikTok.
Ain't you?
As an older gentleman, as a middle-aged guy, I don't know about all that. But the point is, as somebody kind of estranged from that generation that discovered and cultivated it, TikTok, I'm gonna tell you that, like, as like an outsider looking in, it's just going crazy, man. The numbers, the sheer numbers. And from what I read in some article, the conversion, I probably sound old as fuck just talking about TikTok. Like
conversion, no, go ahead.
Conversions from like social media to streaming and the numbers that involve in that, it's off the charts, man. This is not a paid advertisement for TikTok.
What do you think TikTok is doing for the mental health of the youth?
It's shortening the focus even further. Instagram, we had 60 seconds. We have stories of 15, blah, blah, blah. But this is something you can just slide through like a bunch of Tinder profiles. Like, content is just coming at you so quick. Like, they're cutting out the middleman. Like, it's just overwhelming, man. I hope these kids are all right, man. Because their attention span, I feel it happening to myself, man. And I want to, but that being said, like, it's like, take inventory. Go back into the nostalgia of like what you connected to. Remember those records, those songs, like those movies, like connections, friendships, relationships, conversations. Like TikTok is just like quick media. It's interesting. It's an interesting phenomenon. But
so you think the explosion of fast, high quality content is shortening their appreciation and attention span for just everything.
Yeah. It goes beyond just media. It goes beyond entertainment. It's shortening people's focus on the important things in life. All that.
Do you think TikTok is going to take over Instagram? Do you think Instagram is on its way out because of the rise of TikTok?
Can't call it, man. I think that all this shit is temperamental. I mean, just 10 years ago, it was like Facebook was it. Then Instagram. Sure, that's all good, but none of that shit matters, bro. None of that shit matters. That medium don't matter, bro. Sorry.
Have you noticed that Instagram is featuring some profiles that don't display likes and counts on videos?
Yeah, it's still a fucking purveyor of vanity. So, with likes and without likes, you still. And I'm one of the worst culprits, man. I fuck with it. Like I'm on it. Like I get it, but you know what really matters? Art. You know what really matters? Family. You know what Instagram is? Neither one of those things. Yo, I wish you could hear this in these headphones.
It could be both. Well, you love the way you sound.
No, it's not that, man. It's just like, can you like throw some ambient noises?
Here, let me hear it. I've never listened.
Who's actually editing this? Are you gonna edit this?
I'm editing.
Can you throw some ambient, some real like a sound bed of like ethereal like ambient noise? Like I'm thinking like a meadow in the middle of Yosemite National Park.
I'll only do it if you let me hear what you're listening to right now within.
I told you to test.
No, I mean on the.
Oh, facts. Hold these.
On the headphones.
Tell me if it's not just like a different experience. Pardon my ear sweat.
Okay. Oh shit.
Even when I say pardon my ear sweat, you experience it differently in the Bose headphones. This is not a paid advertisement for Bose. NPR.
Yeah, it is a little weird. I know. I see what's going on. It's because it's the left and the right.
Yeah, it's in stereo.
I love that though. I still love that. I think that it's really cool that one person comes out of one side and the other person comes out of the other. That's our setup. We're running a very nice rig here, I think, altogether.
Yeah, the H4n, man.
I'm cool with it.
The H4n. The H6n has an attachment. You can put 2 more XLRs on that bitch. call it a day, baby.
Hell yeah, XLR is what it's all about. That's what you need
XLR.
to get everything.
Yo, is that ASMR that I'm fucking with? Yo, I didn't even know. I guess until I tried on a pair of those Bose headphones, I didn't understand the power of ASMR.
ASMR. Pop in the house. You already know
Okay,
what
as a
it
producer
is.
of a podcast, like, would you have cut us like 6 minutes ago? Talk to me.
My podcast is a lot different.
Like, it's orthodox. Like, we're on top of it. Like, we're on a schedule. We're going topic, agenda item A, B, C, D, E. Different format. I respect it. I listen to it. It moves quick, too. I like the energy of it. It's got a pace to it. It's got an excitement to it. We're on the cutting edge of a new industry. There's no case studies on this. We are creating a time capsule case study right now. That's I fuck with it. I listen to it. Shout out Brandon Davis, man.
You listen to this podcast?
No, his
Investing in cannabis.
Yeah, investing in cannabis.
Oh, cool.
I listened to an episode that B directed me to, and I was.
All right, I think you can cut it.
Wait, no. Yeah, come on, man. As a songwriter, you know we gotta come with the fucking finale, man. We gotta come with the that one bridge out of the last hook that really just outros us.
It usually just fades.
This guy.
But yeah,
Yo,
I mean,
my man, are you not a romantic?
Shake hands on this.
Yeah, like, can we seal this up? Like, I'm gonna feel so incomplete. Are you like, you just off it? You gotta go take a poop, don't you?
No, I don't. I mean, I thought that we were just.
Nah, say less,
cooling,
man. It's all good. We're gonna
We're
catch
kinda
the
just
sunset
talking about
out here on the Pacific Coast Highway.
randomness
Just wanna.
Yeah, so I can take a picture.
with the Fleisch. Hey.
Wait, one time. That's the hook salute.
Hopefully that's not a gang sign.
No, I mean, this is definitely a gang sign. But that's a hook.
Gang sign.
Yo,